path of doom. I don't even know why I said it like that. Like, what the hell? The path of doom. Today we're going to talk about one of MCU's leading main villains for this phase, Doctor Doom. Now, this is the character that might potentially change and redefine the MCU as we know it. He is coming in phase 6, which is kind of weird. Why are they introducing him now? But anyway, if Marvel is really moving forward with Secret Wars, then Victor Von Doom isn't only important. Just like Thanos, he's inevitable. Alright, so before we get into the whole MCU spectacle, we need to understand who Doom actually is. Dr. Doom, real name Victor Werner Von Doom. No, like seriously, that's his actual name, like whole government ID and everything, and it's Werner with a W, by the way. Victor Von Doom was created by writer Stan Lee and artist Jack Kirby. His first appearance was in Fantastic Four issue number 5, released in 1962. And unlike most villains, Dr. Doom wasn't created with just the purpose of being villain. Evil. He was created to be a genius scientist / master sorcerer, all for the purpose of being this new super sensational villain to rival the ever-growing attention of the Fantastic Four. Alright, let's pause for a second here. Technically, Dr. Doom's first appearance wasn't in Fantastic Four issue number 5. It was in Marvel's sci-fi story from Tales of Suspense issue 31, also released in 1962, named Monster in the Iron Mask. And since Tales of Suspense issue 31 was released a bit earlier than Fantastic Four issue number 5, it is a precursor to his visual appearance, but Fantastic Four issue 5 is mainly recognized as his first appearance. Okay, now, who is Dr. Doom? Victor Werner Von Doom was born in a fictional Eastern European country of Latveria under the rule of Vladimir Fortunov, or simply known as the Baron. He is the son of Romani healer and sorceress Cynthia Von Doom and a renowned medical practitioner, Werner Von Doom. After his mother's death at the hands of the Baron's soldiers when Victor was a mere infant, Victor's father Werner kept her sorcery a secret from him. However, this wouldn't last long. When Victor was young, the Baron's wife fell ill and his father Werner was tasked to heal her. Well, actually more like kinda kidnapped and forced into it, but tasked to heal her. But after failing to do so due to her inevitable health condition, the Baron blamed him for his wife's death and subsequently labeled him as a murderer. This forced him to flee with young Victor to the mountaintops. Werner ultimately died of exposure to the elements of the mountaintops, leaving young Victor to discover his mother's sorcery instruments. This made Victor learn that he likely inherited her mother's magical powers and swore revenge against the Baron. So, after losing both parents at such a young age, Victor developed an intense desire to gain power and control, believing that strength and intelligence were the only ways to prevent suffering. As Victor grew, he became a brilliant inventor, merging sorcery with technology. In fact, one of his achievements was actually a lifelike robot of himself, which he actually made in order to fool local authorities. This gained attention of a recruiter who offered him a scholarship to an American state university, where he met Reed Richards, the future leader of the Fantastic Four. Victor and Richard's rivalry began when Victor attempted a dangerous experiment to contact his deceased mother's spirit, an experiment which Reed actually warned would fail due to flaws in his equations, but, well, this is Doom we're talking about, so we know he did not listen. This experiment led to an explosion that severely and permanently damaged his face, something Victor blamed Reed for. After the failed experiment, Victor was expelled from the university, which led him to travel the world. This led him to the Tibet mountainside, where he collapsed and was rescued by monks. Mastering their disciplines, he eventually forged his iconic armor and mask, combining advanced technology with mystical knowledge, and officially became Dr. Doom. After his ordeal, he returned to Latveria, overthrew the ruling powers and became its monarch, ruling as both its dictator and its protector. Now, unlike most villains, well, actually, like most villains nowadays, Dr. Doom doesn't see his rule as tyranny. He sees it more as necessary control. He sees his power and his overtment as something that is very much needed in order to save everybody. This sounds freakishly familiar. Alright, now that we've taken a look at his comic origin, I just want to set the tone for Doctor Doom. The first live-action rendition of Doctor Doom was portrayed by actor Joseph Culp. He portrayed this version of Doctor Doom in the 1994 film The Fantastic Four. While the film was not released in theaters, it is recognized as the earliest live-action adaptation, with the character gaining a cult following through bootleg copies and online leaks. And no, I'm not talking about online leaks in like 1994. I'm talking about like right now. The second live-action rendition of Doctor Doom was portrayed by Julian McMahon. This version appeared in the 20th Century Fox film Fantastic Four, released in 2005, also replacing the first iteration played by Joseph Culp. This gave us a more urban rendition of Doctor Doom. Wasn't really comic accurate, but it was enough to make us fans. In this story, Victor Von Doom is a billionaire CEO who accompanies the team into space. He is transformed alongside them, gaining a metallic skin and the ability to manipulate electricity. Clearly not comic accurate, but was enough to garner attention and the need for his second appearance after the 2005 film. In his second live-action appearance, Julian McMahon reprised his role as Doctor Doom in the film Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, released in 2007. In Rise of the Silver Surfer, his appearance became more comic accurate. He now wore a heavy dark set armor, a more sturdy mask, and his signature green hooded cloak. In this movie, the Silver Surfer's cosmic energy passes over Latveria, freeing Doctor Doom from his previous state as a frozen metallic statue. He then confronts the Surfer in the Arctic, attempting to get the Surfer to join him in his endeavors. But during the confrontation, the Silver Surfer blasts Victor with cosmic energy. This healed his scarred face and metallic skin while restoring his human appearance. Victor then manipulates the US military to let him assist the Fantastic Four in capturing the Silver Surfer. After the Surfer is captured and separated from his board, Doom betrays the military and steals the board for himself to harness the cosmic power. Now cosmically empowered, he battles the team and is eventually defeated by Johnny Storm after he absorbs all the powers of the entire team and separates him from the board.
You ain't going down fighting, kid. Not without me.
The third live-action rendition of Doctor Doom was in the 2015 film Fantastic Four. He was portrayed by actor Toby Kebbell. In this version, Victor Von Doom is reimagined as a brilliant but antisocial programmer and scientist working for the Baxter Institute. After traveling to an alternate dimension called Planet Zero, he is left behind and fused with his protective suit, gaining telekinetic powers and a metallic appearance. Alright, so I'm gonna be a bit biased on this one, and I'm not really gonna spend a lot of time on that third rendition, and I think most of you know why. Anyways, caught up? Alright, let's go. Now, officially Marvel hasn't fully introduced Doctor Doom in the MCU other than the post-credit scene that we saw in the Fantastic Four movie, as well as the 2024 San Diego Comic-Con announcement that was made by Kevin Feige together with the Russo brothers. This announcement revealed that Robert Downey Jr. would be playing the new iteration of Doctor Doom. Alright, so let's address the elephant in the room first. It's no secret that Kang was slated to be the big bad in the multiverse saga, but Marvel pivoted. True, it was after Jonathan Majors, the actor playing Kang, had a run-in with judicial proceedings, but narratively, Doom actually makes more sense. Let me break it down for you. In the comic books, in Secret Wars issue number 2, released in 2015, Doom becomes God Emperor Doom, the ruler of reality itself. In this storyline, the multiverse collapse is caused by the cosmic beings, the Beyonders. This leads to the destruction of nearly all realities, with the final two being Earth 616 and Earth 1610. Victor Von Doom, following the collapse of Marvel's multiverse due to incursions, with the help of Doctor Strange and Molecule Man, steals the power of the Beyonders by channeling the power of various Molecule Men across the multiverse into a bomb directed at the Beyonders. After succeeding, he gains omnipotent power. Using this power, he salvages the remaining realities and merges them into a patchwork planet called Battleworld. As God Emperor, he basically mind wipes our resident superheroes just so he can get them to worship him as a god. He makes Doctor Strange his right-hand man and Sue Storm his wife. He also brutally kills Thanos by tearing out his spine in Secret Wars issue number 8. Safe to say he becomes a true menace, ruling with nothing but an iron fist. Now, this form doesn't really last long. It only lasts about like issue number 9. In issue 9, 8 years later, survivors of the original Earth emerge from life rafts. The emerging heroes lead a rebellion and also find out that it turns out that Molecule Man was actually the one who absorbed the Beyonder's powers and Doom was just merely lending it. Dr. Doom is then defeated after Molecule Man transfers the Beyonder's powers into Reed Richards, who then restores the multiverse. Alright kids, now that our Simons are done, let's talk about Doomsday. When Robert Downey Jr. was announced to play Dr. Doom, Marvel bosses said that he's the only one who could play this version of Dr. Doom, and Robert Downey Jr. actually added to the fire himself by saying,
New mask. Same task.
But what does all of this even mean? So, the strongest consensus we have is that RDJ won't be playing an evil version of Tony Stark. He's actually playing a variant of Victor Von Doom who just happens to look like Tony Stark. It is reported that RDJ will be using a very distinctive accent just to separate him from Tony Stark. Fan theories suggest that the film may not even address the similarities in Doomsday, and according to the leak, Doom will wear his iconic mask for most of the film, and the Avengers may never get to see his face. This reinforces that who we're gonna be seeing isn't Tony. Now, the theory suggests that in the final scene, we will be seeing Dr. Doom remove his mask to finally reveal a perfectly healed face and signaling that God Emperor Doom is here. Another popular theory suggests that Dr. Doom's origin story will be altered this time. Rather than losing his mother, he will be losing his wife and child due to the incursions potentially caused by Steve Rogers. This is what actually leads him to want revenge. The rumor also suggests that Dr. Doom won't be a mwahaha villain. He sees the destruction of the multiverse as inevitable and believes that he is the only one capable of saving the existence by consolidating everything into one world. He acts as a necessary tyrant, trying to put a suit of armor around the multiverse. Sound familiar? This also coincides with what we saw in the end of Loki season 2. In the end, Loki is burdened with holding the multiversal tree Yggdrasil. This allows the multiversal tree to branch, creating multiple timelines and giving us a fighting chance. Anyways, moving on, let's talk about the Fantastic Four. Following the events in the movie Fantastic Four, we get a post-credit scene showing Dr. Doom talking to Franklin 4 years after the events. Fans suggest that Dr. Doom may be hunting or protecting Franklin Richards or out to use his universe-bending powers so he can manipulate reality. And since we haven't seen the Beyonder so far, I for one speculate that Franklin Richards might be actually playing that role. This is due to Franklin Richards being confirmed to have the power cosmic.
I will spare your world in exchange for the boy.
What? No.
He possesses the power cosmic, and he will inherit this cursed throne.
Now, I don't know between Franklin Richards or Loki who Doom will actually be going after to take their powers, but I guess that's something we have to wait and see. The last rumor we have to touch on today is Dr. Doom, his magic powers, and his followers. In a Q&A done with Alex Perez and Marvel Insider and a journalist for Cosmic Circus, he reveals something kinda interesting. He reveals that there's a very high chance that Peggy Carter will defect and become a Doom Witch. He reports that Peggy Carter will be more than just a follower and a Witch of Doom, and she's not necessarily doing this because she's evil. She thinks that what Doom is actually doing will help her and her son fix the current state of the multiverse, partially caused by Steve Rogers. In the same Q&A, Alex Perez notes that the film will heavily explore supernatural and magical elements. He reports that Doom will utilize ancient magical runes like the Darkhold and Agatha Harkness magic absorbing techniques to control the multiverse. This approach draws heavily on the supernatural elements established in WandaVision and Agatha All Along, tying into the themes of both series. But like I've said before, this is all speculation and theory, so please take this with a grain of salt. Either way, Doomsday is expected to set up the 2027 film Secret Wars, which means Doom is coming, he is confirmed, and he means business. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me on today's episode, and if you like this type of breakdowns, leave a comment, leave a like, and if you can, subscribe. It's been fun, it's been nice. I'm Cliff, you're a nerd. Join me next time on Off the Cliff.